Hi, welcome to SPF Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our coverage of Super Bowl 48 props with Tony George from Tony George Sports, Locker Room Picks, and his Sunday morning Yahoo radio show that's very popular with a murderer's row of professional handicappers. Tony George, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, happy Super Bowl week, Peter.
Happy Super Bowl week to you, too. All right, how did things go overall at TonyGeorgeSports.com this past year? Give a plug for it.
I'll tell you what, going good, man. We got, as you mentioned, a murderer's row of handicappers on there. Some guys on some big runs, and Joe Gavossi and Jimmy Boyd and Brian Leonard, myself, plethora of others, doing some great work over there. Lots of Super Bowl cards up there with lots of prop plays on them. Of course, as always, you purchase a card. If it doesn't profit, the next day's free. So a little bit of a guarantee in gambling, which there usually aren't any. So be sure and check out over at TonyGeorgeSports.com.
All right, now you're going to give us a handful of player props that you say you like for Super Bowl 48. And when you're handicapping player props for Super Bowl, you're mostly handicapping, the pace of the game and what you think the likely game plans are going to be, right?
Yeah, it's one thing you got to look at here, which leads me into a lot of them on Seattle, actually, with their quarterback here. Pete Carroll's been unconventional all year long. They rely on, Marshawn Lynch to run the football, and the only other really weapon they have is Russell Wilson. So I'm going to be concentrating a lot on his play, which admittedly has not been that good over the last 5 or 6 games overall. But I'm going to tell you something else, Peter. You don't win 15 games in the NFL, get the Super Bowl if you got a shitty quarterback.
Right. You're doing something right. Well, as always, line shopping is essential in sports betting. And if you're looking at Super Bowl props, there is a prop odds comparison chart at sportsbookreview.com. It's very handy where you can compare the various prop odds at various books. All right, Tony George, what can you tell us about what are the player props that you like? Let's hear the first one you have for us.
Well, I got one for Denver here, and it's Wes Welker. I found this over at Bovada, and I put a little money on it. Will Wes Welker drop a pass, yes or no? And the answer to that is yes, minus 120. If you take a look at the routes that they run with him, it's either out in the flat or, over the middle underneath. Kind of an outlet guy for Manning. And if anybody's been watching the Seattle secondary and how hard they hit, and how well they cover, I could clearly see him defined as a catch, his ball in hands, one step, and then separated from the ball. I think that prop there probably maybe not once, but even twice might happen in this game, the way Seattle plays coverage here. So I like that one from a Denver perspective.
All right. What's the second player prop that you like?
Well, I'll tell you what, Russell Wilson, I'm going to go with him. 3 of them here. Longest pass over 36 and a half yards, yes or no. And I'm saying yes at even odds on this one. You take a look at, of course, Denver, gives up big plays on defense. They have all year. They'll give up some big plays. They gave up a big play last year in the playoffs and beat them when Baltimore threw a long pass on them. What's Jack Del Rio been doing the last 2 weeks? He's been trying to figure out a run defense to stop the run. They're going to be stacking the line. You got a quarterback that's mobile that can run around and make plays, extend the play. When you're able to do that in man coverage, leave your corners out on the island, you're going to find Golden Tate or Harvin down the field for a big play or two. I say yes over 36 and a half yards.
All right, Tony, I'm liking that one as well. What's your third player prop you have for us?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick with Russell Wilson. It's a plus 300 long shot here, Peter, and I'm going to go with Russell Wilson score a rushing touchdown, and that is yes at plus 300. You think about this. What's Seattle going to do when they get inside the red zone? Say they're inside the 5-yard line. Well, if everybody's thinking like Denver, they're going to bang Marshawn Lynch. I don't think so. I think Pete Carroll, again, unconventional, has got a quarterback that's mobile. I can clearly see him with 8 in the box, taking Wilson out on a bootleg or running him around and trying to do a play action or an option out of a play action here and trying to trick out the Dallas defense or the Denver defense here. I like him to score a rushing touchdown in this game. Nice little prop bet at plus 300. Nice payoff.
In a previous video that I did, we decided that Seattle in general having a rushing touchdown on the game was a pretty good bet at minus 190 or minus 195. So I definitely like that one. All right, and what's your fourth player prop you have for us? Tony George.
Okay, fourth player prop is wide receiver Golden Tate over 45.5 yards receiving at minus 115. Again, Denver's been sitting around for 2 weeks working on rush defense, and their defense has played well here the last 4 games, no doubt about it. But the bottom line is Pete Carroll knows that, and they're going to come out, and I would not be a bit surprised to see Seattle throwing the ball and balancing their offense here a little bit and trying to keep Denver's defense honest. If that happens, and it probably should, it's the only way they're going to win the game is to balance their offense, throw the ball around, get that stack off the front line. In terms of the defense, I see Golden Tate, probably his go-to guy, going to have over 45 yards receiving at minus 115. I think that's a great prop bet at a very cheap price.
Tony George from TonyGeorgeSports.com. Sounds like you're expecting a pretty good offensive day from Seattle and a pretty good day from Seattle in general.
Well, you might read into that. I just think that these particular props doesn't mean they're going to have 400 yards of offense, but I do think that if they go in there solely to run the football and going to rely on that, they're not going to be able to win the game. In Wilson's case, I think he's going to have some decent numbers. He's not one of these guys that's going to throw for 350 and run for 150, but I think he's going to have a better than average day here against Denver.
All right, handicapping, game plans, and pace. Tony George from TonyGeorgeSports.com. Thanks so much, Tony.